So Anthony Joshua exchanged the fist bump with his promoter Eddie Hearn. He's now over in the red corner.
Ladies
Referee Steve Gray has checked his equipment.
And
Let's
National
get the introduction
Events
from Michael
Center
Buffer.
in association with the General Entertainment Authority, Gold Star Promotions, and Sella. Frank Warren on behalf of Queensbury Promotions, and Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing in association with AJ Boxing and Salida Promotions present the main event of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. The officials assigned at ringside, representing the British Boxing Board of Control, supervising Robert Smith of Wales. The three judges scoring this contest: from England, Michael Alexander; from Sweden, Andreas Stenberg; from the United States, Steve Weisfeld; and inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Steve Gray. And now, the officials are ready, the fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. So for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with blue and weighing in officially at 238.6 pounds. His professional record, 27 fights, 26 victories, including 14 big wins by knockout with only one defeat. Originally from Sweden, but now living, training, and fighting out of the Big Apple, New York City, New York, USA. He's ranked number 2 in the world by the IBF in the heavyweight division. He's the former EBU European Heavyweight Champion, Otto, all in Wallin. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white and officially weighing in at 251 pounds. This Olympic gold medal champion now has a professional record consisting of 29 fights, 26 victories, including 23 big wins by knockout with 3 defeats. From Watford, London, England, the 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua.
Came all right with these shorts, we can see the navel, okay? Keep your punches off the shorts. If I call a break, take a step back. Don't deliberately throw punches around the back of the head, and protect yourselves at all times. Touch them up. Good luck, fellas.
So 2 towering fighters with familiarity from their amateur days facing off here in the professional ranks. 12 3-minute rounds scheduled.
Go on, Otto!
In what is a heavyweight showdown with plenty riding on the outcome. And we are underway, 12 3-minute rounds, heavyweight professional boxing on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds, coming to you live from the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua, wearing white trunks with silver sparkles, white gloves and white boots. Otto Wallin operating out of the southpaw stance. Black trunks trimmed with blue and his Swedish flag colours of yellow. Anthony Joshua onto the front foot, left jab, right cross, serving as range-finding punches. Looks for a left jab once again against the southpaw, then drives in a hard right hand to the chest. If you consider that the boxing ring is a clock face, we're at figure number 5, and the action is near the neutral corner on the near side of the ring, approaching figure number 7. Left jab from Anthony Joshua once again, then another left jab followed by a rather ponderous roundhouse right. The roundhouse right was made to miss because Otto Wallin moved laterally to his left along the ropes and then spun off to the space of ring center. His back is near the red corner, he's approaching the red corner on the far side of the ring. Anthony Joshua drives in a hard right cross to Wallin's solar plexus, and that has hurt the man from Sweden, who has clamped all of a sudden his elbows to his torso while retaining his southpaw stance, and already Otto Wallin has got graze marks on his back from skimming off the ropes in the boxing ring. Approaching the halfway stage of this opening round, and Anthony Joshua with a heavy right cross against the southpaw Otto Wallin, who comes forward with a right jab, but he's out of range. Right jab from Wallin once again. Joshua looking for a counter right hand upstairs. That was inaccurate, but again, he scored with a long, strong right cross to the body. It is Anthony Joshua operating out of centre ring. And of course, when orthodox and southpaw boxers meet, the battle of the front foot is so crucial in terms of positioning. And currently, it is Anthony Joshua as the two boxers look to exchange backhands once again, but both were inaccurate. It is Anthony Joshua who is controlling the ring space by putting his lead left foot outside of the front lead right foot of Otto Wallin. But Wallin moving back sharply from centre ring towards the neutral corner, then moving clockwise to his left, could be walking onto the right hand of Anthony Joshua, and that of course a textbook antidote to the southpaw stance. Wallin came forward with a single shot but didn't really commit to it. Joshua made him miss by backing up, as he did right there again, and Joshua targeting the body with straight right hand. That was the third solid right hand that he landed. This one perhaps the lowest, landing just above the belt line. And again, one wonders what secrets were revealed in sparring as recently as 2016, but of course sparring is sparring, and this is a fight scheduled for the championship distance of 12 rounds. Otto Wallin, a former European champion, against the former two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua, who comes forward behind a double jab and lands with a right cross, which was partially blocked by the left glove of Wallin, but it had such force on it that it still backed up the man from Sweden. And it's Joshua who is bossing that opening round. Made to miss with the right hand that he overreached for. Wallin tried to counter with a left hook on the bell, but a good opening round of boxing where he established his authority with some potent right crosses to the body.
Yeah, he was nice as assertive there, wasn't he, Joshua? You know, he came out for trying to pressure him with that front foot. No committing, no stepping in behind the jab a little bit more. Not as much as I would like, but better than in the last few fights. And then following through the right hand. I just would like to see him, Steve, just follow back with that left hook. While he's close to the target, just come back with that left hook.
And that's what we used to see from him, wasn't it? That big backhand, and he'd follow it up with the left hook. But he's fully in control here, Barry, which is good to see. He's controlling the distance, the pace, the intensity. He's clearly got levels and gears he can go up in terms of aggressiveness, tenacity, pace. He's fully in control, and Wallin looks troubled every time he gets in range.
Second round. Round 2.
So both boxers up off their stall at the command of seconds out to begin round number 2. And it's Wallin out onto the front foot, operating on top of the logo at centre ring, and there he lands with his best shot of the contest, a left cross which came behind a right jab, as the two men sparring with the lead hands now. Otto Wallin altogether more assertive in the opening 30 seconds of this round. Solid left jab from Anthony Joshua. The two men fighting for that prime piece of fistic real estate at centre ring. And it's Anthony Joshua with his foot on the outside of the southpaw Wallin. Left jab to the body, looking for the counter right hand upstairs. Wallin was looking to counter with his own lead right jab. Wallin, his lone loss on his ledge up as he takes another right cross to the body, followed by a left hook to the head. And that is Anthony Joshua's one of his best combinations. When he's at his aggressive, effective aggressive best, we see that combination repeatedly in his contests as the sparring continues just on the edge of range. The two men in centre ring. Otto Wallin with his left hand planted against his chin, up and down with his right hand, looking for a right jab, left cross, but it was sharp lateral movement in the pocket from Anthony Joshua, spinning off to his left, that made Wallin miss. Oh, solid left jab, followed by a thunderous right cross, checks the chin of Wallin. It caused him to blink, but he retains his boxing stance, but he takes another right cross as Joshua getting on the front foot and finding the range beautifully with his backhand against the southpaw. Two long, strong right crosses landing just around the midpoint of this second round. And Wallin, well, he's taken them well. This is heavyweight boxing, but he won't want to take too many more of those. But such is the accuracy of Joshua. And there's a reddening to the bridge of Otto Wallin's nose. Wallin just scored with a southpaw jab but then was countered with a single shot downstairs. The action in the centre of the boxing ring with a minute gone. Counter right jab, left cross from Wallin. The left jab was off the mark. And just perhaps a reddening, perhaps a trace of blood leaking from the right nostril of Otto Wallin as Joshua goes in search of the right cross once again. Wallin pawing at that nose now, which suggests that it has indeed been damaged, and that may well make breathing more difficult. 40 seconds remaining in the second round, where Anthony Joshua finds a range again with a right cross to the solar plexus of the man from Sweden. Nice layback employed by Anthony Joshua to make Wallin's right jab fall short. And the nose of Wallin definitely bleeding now, and it was that pulverizing right cross landed twice in quick succession which did the damage. Roundhouse right glances off the gloves of Otto Wallin, who's remaining defensively responsible, but you can see that the man is having difficulty breathing, sniffing continually, and now taking in oxygen through an open mouth. Left cross attempted by Wallin, but it was short of the mark, as Joshua employing good lateral movement with his feet, dancing off to his left. Second round in the book, and it has to be another round for Anthony Joshua, who has inflicted some significant damage on the nose of Otto Wallin with that right hand.
That was a great round for Joshua. He was thoughtful with everything he did, but still assertive. So he's still making sure he's not just touching the target, he's hitting, he's committing to the shots, but also being well aware of what's coming back. And that's been the problem in the past, in the last few fights. He's been over aware of what's coming back without committing to the shots. This time he's getting the balance right.
He's been unbelievably sharp. His footwork's excellent. He's in and out rapid, but also his counter backhand as well, Barry. I mean, he's led off well with the jab, which has led to some solid backhands, but that counter backhand has come with some ferocity, hasn't it? It's so fast and so quick, and the timing absolutely on point.
And he let that left hook go as well after the right hand earlier on in the round. I'd just like to see him do that a little bit more often. Could you
must have heard you, Barry.
I'll 15%, please.
So what will Joey Gamache, the former two-weight world champion at super featherweight and lightweight, have whispered into the ears of Otto Wallin at the end of that second round, because the right cross of Anthony Joshua snaked between the attempted defenses of Wallin once again. As Wallin coming forward behind a lead right hand that is busy. There's a solid right jab landed from Wallin, perhaps his best shot of the entire contest, and the same shot once again over the low-held left of Anthony Joshua. And that is why you hear the audible encouragement coming from the blue corner just above our commentary position here on 5 Live. Anthony Joshua with his left hand down around his belt line, his right hand in front of his pec. Strong right cross to the body once again landed by by Anthony Joshua, as Wallin takes another thrusting left hand to the body from Anthony Joshua. The two men sparring with the lead hands, but it's Wallin who has landed 3 right jabs without reply over the low-held left of Anthony Joshua. There Joshua comes back with a counter left jab of his own, moving to his left. But Wallin doing a better job now, getting his front foot outside the lead left leg of Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua looking for the right cross, but effective defenses with the gloves and forearm from Otto Wallin, who raised his gloves to his temple to block the shot that was coming in. But having done so, he left an opening downstairs. Right hand to the body, right hand to the head, followed by a left hook from Anthony Joshua around the gloves of Otto Wallin. And Wallin now takes another right hand, and the nose damage, which was patched up, now beginning to leak once more. Wallin scores with the southpaw left, as Joshua lays back and employs the counter right hand once again, straight down the pipe in between the defenses of the tall Swedish southpaw. Just beyond the halfway stage of this third round, Joshua peppering his man with a jab, back on Wallin with a southpaw jab to the body. Left hook around the head, landed with the forearm from Anthony Joshua, knocking Otto Wallin off balance. And the action almost exclusively in center ring. Both men concentrated on the task at hand. Jab to the body from Anthony Joshua is countered by a right jab over the top to the head from Wallin. As the two men just on the edge of range once again, Wallin breaks the deadlock by scoring with a right jab, left cross. As Joshua coming forward with a single left jab. A little more circumspect in this round, and there he really steps into a muscular right cross to the body of Otto Wallin. And the blood from Otto Wallin's nose just beginning to be smeared around his face now. There's a speck of blood beneath his right eye, and I'm just looking to see whether his eye has been in fact busted open by the jolting lead left of Anthony Joshua, who backs up Wallin towards the red corner on the far side of the ring. And Otto Wallin, a boxer who's beginning to mark up now, as Joshua trying that pull counter with the right hand once again, but was inaccurate. But Wallin just appearing to be a little more reluctant as the 10-second clapper sounds, because Joshua has found a range with accuracy and sharpness with his lead hand in particular, and that is what has damaged the right eye, in addition to the nose that was damaged by the right cross in an earlier round.
What's so impressive here about Joshua is he's a constant presence in front of Wallin. Whereas the last few fights he's been moving around, dancing around a little bit, he's a constant presence in front of him, trying to land the jab. Wallin started the round quite well. He landed with a few decent jabs of his own, but once Joshua landed with that right hand in the midriff, it just put Wallin in a defensive mode. Then landed a lovely right hand to the chin. That was a good run from him, I thought.
Definitely, and he's just coming in and out of range, isn't he? Just on the edge of Wallin's range and just coming in and out. But I'll tell you what, I have to say, those body shots, he's landing them. I mean, they're thudding in, aren't they? Sometimes with his lead hand, sometimes with his backhand. They're going to mount up those for Wallin.
And he's whipping some of the shots over the top, not afraid to hit the tiger clean, just as long as he hits something. And I think that's important to keep Wallin in the defensive mode.
Into the fourth round of a heavyweight contest scheduled for 12. Live commentary here on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sound. Two towering heavyweights in their each in their third contest of 2023. Otto Wallin perhaps coming off the best win of his career against the former unified cruiserweight champion Murat Gassiev. Counter right hand again from Joshua, getting between the attempted defenses of Otto Wallin. And Wallin looking to remain in contention. There he scores with a right jab over the top of Joshua's left and comes back with a left hand down the pipe. But Joshua continuing to apply pressure with his feet, backing up Wallin towards the neutral corner on this near side of the ring. And even though there's only half an inch or so in difference between the two, when in the ring with a tall pressure fighter, well, it makes it an even more uncomfortable place to be. Like being pursued by a telegraph pole as Anthony Joshua continues to press. Left hook over the top of the southpaw right of Otto Wallin, and then looked for a flailing right hand, but was rather inaccurate. Brief coming together, quickly broken up by referee Steve Gray. What a counter right hand from Anthony Joshua, and that hurt Wallin, who is backing up. Anthony Joshua senses that and now pursues him to the neutral corner on this near side of the ring. Credit to Otto Wallin, who appears to have weathered that moment of discomfort and came out swinging with his southpaw left to get back to the space of ring center. Wallin coming forward with a right jab, left cross to the body. Then Joshua long bridging his man by holding out his lead left hand, just keeping Wallin at the end of it. Joshua now looking for a left jab once again. It was a single, but Wallin was out of range. And it's Joshua continuing to press, looking to back up Wallin towards the blue corner on this near side of the ring. But such is Wallin's ring generalship that he sensed that and sprung back to center ring behind a right jab, left cross. A pulverizing left jab from the belt line from Anthony Joshua, followed by an attempted left-right. The right was blocked by the gloves of Otto Wallin, which he erected into a good defensive position. But Wallin being kept busy as Joshua showing good reflexes to employ the layback from the waist once again, then brought the leg movement into play. And again, Joshua doing an outstanding job of moving in front of his man as he dipped his knees, planted his back foot into the canvas and really extended on a right cross. Now he's backing up Wallin to figure one on the clock face on the far side of the ring. And a right hand snakes between the defenses of Wallin, and a pulverizing left-right causes Otto Wallin to slide down the neutral corner turnbuckle on the far side of the ring. It appeared to be the ropes that kept him up, but then he fashioned a clinch, forcing the intervention of referee Steve Gray. Counter right hand from Anthony Joshua. He's countered by a right jab from Otto Wallin near the ropes at figure 5 on the clock face, just above our commentary position. Now the action is in the middle of the boxing ring. Stab jab to the body from the right hand of Otto Wallin. Joshua looking to come forward behind a lead left jab once again. The two men saber rattling with the lead hands. Left cross is the final scoring shot of the round from Otto Wallin. Let's head over to the far side of the ring and listening to the instructions from AJ's new coach Ben Davison over in that red corner.
Keep him under threat. Feel good? Yeah, boxing really well, really well. Be clear. If you're going to give an inviting one, be clear. Confident and decisive. A little bit more to the body.
Confident and decisive, Barry. That is exactly what we're seeing, isn't it?
And that's exactly what he's been lacking all the time. I think this is fantastic from Joshua. It's the best I've seen him. I can't remember I've seen him so good. You know, he's boxing Wallin, who's awkward. He's clipping a few shots. But even when Joshua gets clipped a little bit, he's still doing all he's doing. He's just dipping his legs, keeping his hands high, getting back to the jab, and always looking to hurt Wallin with that long, strong right hand.
Round 5.
So into the 5th round we go. Otto Wallin suffered a cut beneath the right eye in round number 3. A damaged nose in the round before that, but he's remaining game. He's out back into the fray to begin round number 5. Boxers again almost exclusively in the middle of the boxing ring. Wallin moving counterclockwise to his right, looking for that darting jab, but then a counter left jab was thudded home like a scaffold pole, poked headlong into an opponent, and then a right hand around the corner, right hand to the body, and Wallin backing up and just allowing his senses to clear before regaining his boxing stance. But Anthony Joshua fashioning a clinch before the two men fall into the ropes to test the tension of the strand over on the far side of the ring. Anthony Joshua's left jab, and there's a counter right hand lead, not set up with a jab. Joshua dropped down with a jab to the body that was countered by a right jab over the top from Otto Wallin. So Otto Wallin looking to make these into exchanges, but he's coming out second best in any exchanges that unfold. But when Joshua uncoils the right hand, just as he did there, but was inaccurate, but Otto Wallin has his hands full with the presence and the punch picking and indeed the power of Anthony Joshua, the former two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world, looking to back Otto Wallin to the neutral corner on the far side of the ring. Otto Wallin senses that, springs out of the corner and scores with a right jab to the body, followed by a left cross on a steep downward trajectory. Anthony Joshua with a strong right cross once again, blocked by the gloves and forearms of Otto Wallin, but such was the force of the shot that he still caused him to lose his boxing stance. And you heard Anthony Joshua audibly exhale with an as he drove a right cross into the pit of Otto Wallin's stomach. That caused him to bend over momentarily at the waist. Approaching a minute remaining in the 5th round, where Anthony Joshua has been measured with his offensive outburst. A right hand left hook completely discombobulates Otto Wallin, and now he's at Anthony Joshua's mercy. He's trying to fashion a clinch. He's in the middle of the boxing ring, but his legs are unsteady. Anthony Joshua in stalking mode now, backing up Wallin to the neutral corner on the far side of the ring. Wallin has his senses recovered, has his coordination returned. He's put on the end of a stiff jab as he's looking to maintain the gap between himself and the former two-time heavyweight champ of the world. Anthony Joshua remaining patient, remaining poised. Strong right hand is marginally evaded by Otto Wallin, who employed the layback, but he couldn't get out of the way of that counter right hand. And Anthony Joshua raised the sharp up in the boxing ring here tonight, employing that pull counter with regularity. Stab jab down to the body in a bid to bring down the Swedish boxer's hands. Closing seconds of this 5th round. Right cross to the body once again from Anthony Joshua, testing the reserves and the conditioning of Otto Wallin. But another dominant round of boxing produced by Anthony Joshua, hurting Otto Wallin significantly with a right hand left hook. Otto Wallin ending the round near his corner, and in addition to the cut of the right eye, the left hook has brought up a considerable swelling as well.
He is systematically beating Wallin up here, Joshua. It's fantastic. He's so measured with his work, but he had under pressure, a lovely right hand, a lovely left hook, what we were calling for, Steve. He followed it with a left hook. Wallin almost turned around there, didn't he? And he had him in all sorts of trouble.
Absolutely beautiful how he landed that backhand. Oh, it's gone over to Ron.
So Steve Gray waving the contest off, because out of the blue corner, just above our commentary position, Otto Wallin's trainer, Joey Gamache, has signalled that his boxer is in no condition to continue. Compassionate corner work from a man who has been there and done it as a boxer, the former two-weight world champion, saving his man for another day. And Anthony Joshua makes it another KO victory, stopping Otto Wallin at the end of 5 rounds. It was a valiant effort by the Swedish southpaw, but Anthony Joshua was in a patient seek and destroy mode here tonight, patiently, systematically breaking down his man. Andy Ruiz is just caught up to ringside to exchange a handshake, the first man to beat Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua got his revenge, and then those two just exchanging pleasantries. Anthony Joshua right next, Andy Ruiz right next to our commentary position. The former heavyweight champs exchanging spuds and some salutations on either side of the ropes arena. But Anthony Joshua makes it 3 wins out of 3 during the calendar year of 2023. He moves over to the far side of the boxing ring, scales the ropes on either side of the neutral corner turnbuckle, and just acknowledging the love that he's receiving from the fans here. in Saudi Arabia. Familiar figure here in this part of the world now is Anthony Joshua. His third contest here. And that was a very professional, patient destruction job from the former two-time heavyweight champion of the world. He slowly, systematically broke down the resistance and the resolve of Otto Wallin. And in the intermission between rounds 5 and 6, Joey Gamache intimating that his man could take no more. Anthony Joshua improves to 27 victories alongside 3 defeats, 24 of them coming inside the distance. A very comprehensive professional display in his first link-up with his trainer Ben Davison.
Can we say this? Is he back?
Definitely. Do you know what? I think he just said that, Barry, as he leaned over to Andy Ruiz right in front of us, and they did a fist bump. He mouthed to him, I'm back, and he beat his chest with his fist. And so, yeah, I would say he is.
Not just that, no, we want to see a more aggressive Joshua, but that was Joshua was like that before. He wasn't just this aggressive guy who swung punches everywhere. He was always thoughtful with his work, always not super cautious, but always aware of what was coming back. And that was like Joshua 2018, 17, 16. That's what that was for me.
So Anthony Joshua raising that right fist now, looking out over our commentary position, and he is absolutely ecstatic at the performance that he has just produced, pounding his chest, thundering his boxing gloves together, and he's still got the energy to shadow box in centre ring. His daddy's made his way up to join him beneath the Jumbotron in the boxing ring. And remember, the last time he was here in Saudi Arabia, well, it was his dad trying to calm him down in the middle of his outburst where he tossed Alexander Usyk's belts out of the boxing ring. But he's altogether calmer here tonight. Indeed, he is jubilant because he produced a display of controlled aggression, and that sends a clear message to the rest of the heavyweight division that he is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Anthony Joshua with a patient display of potent power punch picking, breaking the resilience and resolve of Otto Wallin, who suffers the first inside the distance defeat of his career. Still, Otto Wallin has only lost to world champions in the form of first Tyson Fury and now Anthony Joshua, but the former sparring partners facing off with professionals, and it is Anthony Joshua who has been in pretty combative mood since this contest was announced, has proved to be as good as his word, kneeling over in his red corner in a moment of silent contemplation as the sea of humanity entering the boxing ring, such a familiar sight at the conclusion of big-time contests, and they don't get much bigger than this. This day of reckoning here in Riyadh has concluded with Anthony Joshua producing a very impressive display indeed. Michael Buffer is up in the boxing ring. He'll soon be joined by Chris Mannix, who will conduct the post-fight interview. But Anthony Joshua positively buzzing in amongst his team. Eddie Hearn all smiles. The two boxers have flanked referee Steve Gray.
Ladies
Let's
and
hand
gentlemen,
over to Michael Buffer for the
Otto
particulars.
Wallin's corner informed referee Steve Gray that he was unable to continue. The official time comes for a TKO victory at the end of 5 rounds. The winner by technical knockout, he is AJ Anthony Joshua.
Well, Barry, as Anthony Joshua in the centre of the ring there, a mutual show of respect between him and Otto Wallin. He raised his hands. I mean, that was some performance, wasn't it? I mean, break it down for us in terms of what in particular impressed you tonight, and there's a lot to pick from because that was some performance. What impressed you most?
How positive he was. He got that front foot right in the centre of the ring straight away. His intention was always to push Wallin back. Wasn't to dance on, take a look. He kept a high, tight guard, worked behind the jab, whether it hit or not, worked behind the jab, and then created power in the right hand. Got closer up with that front foot to land with the right hand and have success, and ultimately break him down and stop him.
Yeah, it was really a superb performance as AJ celebrates with his team inside the ring. He's alongside Eddie Hearn and Chris Mannix, and I think now we're going to hear from AJ.
Third fight for you this year, third win, second knockout, but easily the best performance for you in 2023. How'd you feel about your performance?
I can't grade my performance. Ben Davison, Lee Wiley, Barry, my performance team will judge that for me, and the fans at home, I'm sure they'll have a lot to say as well. So I'll leave it up to them.
We were marking ringside. We were talking ringside about how this seemed to be a lot like the old Anthony Joshua. Did this feel more like a throwback fight for you?
Not a throwback fight, just another fight. I respect Otto. Throughout the whole build-up, I was telling everyone I need to focus on the man in front of me because I respect what he's bringing to the table, but not so much a throwback fight, just another day in the office.
What was your game plan for this fight coming in? You knew Otto's had some success, moved around a lot in the ring. What was your approach?
Well, victory by any means. So when I pray, one of the things I know is that every cell, my spirit, my mind is leading towards victory. And like what Otto, we just want to do whatever it takes to be victorious, because in this game, it's a treacherous business. It's like snakes and ladders. One win gets you up the ladder, and a win takes you all the way back down. So all I want to do is just be victorious for as long as I can.
You've been familiar with him, fought against him in the amateurs, sparred against him. How useful was that, if at all, in this fight?
Yeah, so I was looking on the roster of heavyweights that have been on this card. I fought Otto, sparred with him, great fighter. Fought Joseph Parker, was going to fight Baby Miller, sparred with Dubois, sparred with Adjit. I've been around the block, man, so hard work, kids, staying focused, dedicated to your craft will pay dividends in the long run. So yeah, I think I've worked hard in the short space of time I've been boxing, but all that history with Otto paid off today.
Take me through the final round of this fight when you were landing the shots that eventually caused Otto to retire on his stool. Did you feel like you were hurting him with a lot of those punches?
Let's not say Otto because he's a true warrior. I think the corner play a big role in what happens to their fighter so he can live to fight another day. But I'm sure he would have carried on, but it's all about your vision, your timing, your reaction. And I'm just a gifted fighter that has a special gift, and I use it to my best ability. I work hard, extremely hard, and if it works, it works. And today it was just my day, thank God.
You mentioned Ben Davison working your corner. You've worked with a few trainers over the last couple of years.
I'm searching for greatness. I'm not just hopping around and enjoying myself. I'm actually searching for greatness, trying to improve. And Ben Davison is a really good addition to my improvement. And the rest of the team as well, yeah. All the team at the Ben Davison Academy are great people, and they've helped me develop in a short space of time, as I'm sure you could see today.
So what was it like for you back there before your fight, when I'm sure there was a monitor on there showing Deontay Wilder losing to Joseph Parker? What was it like to watch that right before your fight?
I wasn't watching. I just focused on myself, like the whole fight week. Let's do a tally of how many people mentioned my name this week. And I'm just sitting there focusing on myself because I know how important this fight is for me. I heard that Deontay lost, so what, he'll come back, but it shows that it's fine margins in this business, and I wanted to be victorious. I had to focus. No one's running, ducking from anyone. I told you everyone that I've been in the ring with earlier, but I needed to focus on this man. But Deontay, everything that he said about me, I could rip him apart right now, but I'm going to take the higher ground, and I hope he comes back.
Where does that fight stand for you? I mean, there's been so many stops and starts with that fight over the last few years. Was that loss in your mind kind of the final nail in the coffin for that fight?
What, his loss?
His loss.
No, why would... Listen, look at Dubois this evening. You know, he's come back, and you can do anything. Just don't give up. Keep on pushing, keep on striving. You can do anything. And if he wants, he can come back and he can fight another day. And it's up to him. I'm sure everyone still wants to see that fight, right? Or do they want to see me fight?
I'm sure, Anthony, they want to see you fight. So when you think about your career, does three-time heavyweight champion now something you're thinking about?
Well, you know me, I'm one step at a time, but that would be great. As I said, every fight leads towards the final destination. So if I can continue to be victorious, it just happens naturally. And if you don't, you go straight back down the ladder. So keep on praying, keep on working hard. To all the man them, what they gal them, I gotta stay focused. You know what I mean? Because I'm on a journey. You know, I'm on a journey and it's hard. So I'm gonna stay focused while I'm doing this, and let's see how far I can take it.
You got 3 wins in this year.
What is good?
Was this year, you didn't finish the year with a world title, but do you look at this year as being a success?
We've got bigger ambitions than that, man. Bigger ambitions than that. So it is what it is. As I said to my brusky, Louis Theroux, I don't celebrate when I win these fights, I celebrate when I win the championships.
Congratulations, AJ.
Thank you, everyone at home. Merry Christmas. Thank you to Otto, Wallin and his team. We appreciate them. And thank you to His Excellency Turkey. Shout out to all the men in Saudi Arabia for holding us down this week. The best fight card in history. And we ended it with a bang. Boom.
All right, quickly, we'll turn to Eddie. Your reaction to that fight?
He's back. He's back. They told me, Ben Davis and the team told me this guy's back. He's destroying people in sparring. He's punching so hard. I believe that this Anthony Joshua is the best heavyweight in the world. That was a punch-perfect performance tonight. Otto Wallin is an excellent heavyweight. He absolutely dispatched him. He broke him down. He broke his nose. He broke into the body. He broke his eye. And it was just a stunning performance. And, you know, one that says he's back. As I said, in this mindset with this team, I think he's unbeatable. And 2024 is going to be a massive year for him.
With Deontay Wilder losing, is Filip Hrgović the next option? These two are highly ranked in the IBF. Is chasing that third reign as a heavyweight title holder the next step for him?
Yeah, you know, it was a tough decision between the championship and Deontay Wilder. We signed for Deontay Wilder. He lost tonight. That's okay. It happens in boxing. But maybe it's a blessing because really this guy is about championships. He wants to become a three-time heavyweight world champion. And now Otto Wallin was number 2 in the division. It's going to be Hrgović against AJ for the world title. To see him become a 3-division champion. But I'm so happy to see him smiling and performing so well. He's a dangerous, dangerous man when he's in that kind of mood. And 2024 is going to be very interesting. Every heavyweight should be on notice. He's back.
Thanks, Eddie.
Cheers.
Guys?
Well, Barry, every heavyweight should be on notice. He's back, he's dangerous. What a performance from AJ. And he's not the only one smiling. Everybody's smiling here who's obviously been on AJ's team or supporting him, because that was just a brilliant way to make a statement.
He was just tactically very, very clever. No, he was thoughtful with his work, but he was aggressive. That's what we want to see from him, being aggressive. That's what makes him the fighter that he was. And I feel that he's in a good space now. And I think now he's done that. Now you've got to do it. You won't believe it. You can get back. Now he knows he can do it. I think we're going to see a better Joshua than this fight. I really do. And you're only as good as your last fight. And we've always said Fury's the best, and he is. But if you're only as good as your last fight, where do we rate everybody now?
Well, we were hoping for an explosive night on what was called the biggest card in boxing history. You can download the 5 Live Boxing podcast tomorrow. Huge victory for Daniel Dubois, an upset for Deontay Wilder, and AJ Anthony Joshua is back, and he was back with a bang. Make sure you catch the 5 Live Boxing podcast tomorrow. That's all from us here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Let's get the latest BBC news.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.